Yes, everybody. Welcome into episode 4 of Potomania 3. Night 2 reactions. We made it. We've got through WrestleMania weekend. Excited for the Raw after Mania tonight. Gentlemen, how we living? How we feeling?
Doing good. Cheers.
Shout out to special guest Marz from down in the den joining us tonight. Salute. Thanks for hopping on as always. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah,
Now stationary, so it's going to be much better this time.
Way better connection. Absolutely.
Steve, you asked how we're doing. And before you ask your question about Mania, I think someone on the show is hungry because I go onto Facebook to share the story, and I see could go for some chicken tenders and fries right now. I wonder who that could be.
Jason, the 6-year-old at the kiddie table.
Such a palate, such a palate. Honey mustard.
Got his cakesters again for the show. Good to go.
Are you eating another cakester?
I am. This time I'm taking it slow.
Yeah. You hopped the other one on Saturday in the studio. Tried to pull it off like you were posing for your senior picture. You looking like like Dominic Mysterio in a jailhouse pose, trying to eat that cakester. All right, so hands up around the room. Night 2, thumbs up, thumbs down in the middle. Initially, thumbs up, thumbs up. All right, all thumbs up. Okay. There was I listened to Busted Open this morning, and Dave LaGreca just absolutely is tremendous. If you don't follow his Twitter, last night he was a ball of fire. Much like everybody else on social media after the finish of the match happened, and he went off on a rant, and they're never going to have the moment, and yada yada yada. And Bully Ray posed a question to him. Before I ask this question, I'm going to ask one question and follow it up with what Bully Ray asked Dave and Mark Henry to see if it makes sense to you guys. But did they book the finish the right way?
No.
Last night, in your eyes, did they book it the right way? Marz, yes or no?
I'm going to say yes, absolutely.
Donald, yes or no?
Yes.
Jason, yes or no?
I'm in between.
Chris?
No.
Okay. So, Bully's question to Dave, which I tweeted out afterwards. I'm like, I'm gonna let this stew for a couple hours and see how I feel about it. Right. I have my Cody shirt on today. I have my nice little 3-finger glass at Crown Royal XO to do the show. But Bully's question was this: if Dusty's booking that match last night, who goes over? And to me, Roman. If Dusty's booking it, he's booking Roman to go over.
Dusty was for the moments too.
I was expecting Dusty finish in honor of Dusty, where they give it to Cody and then take it away or something like that. But yeah, he's booking Roman. Absolutely.
Oh, so you mean like just the total finish itself?
Yeah.
Just
if Dusty,
they did it right.
If Dusty's booking it,
yeah, they did it right.
Who's going over? If Dusty's booking that main event, is he putting Roman over? Or is he putting Cody over? From a booking perspective, not like his father-son perspective, but to me,
no, I think Dusty did the moments as well. I think Dusty liked the moments just as much as he liked the Dusty finish.
I know, but to Bully Ray's point, there's more of a story to be told now than there was if Cody wins last night. Mm-hmm. And I get
we'll continue with that because that was Triple H's thing last night too in the press conference.
Yeah, and
is.
That's exactly what Triple H said. And Brandy tweeted out, paraphrasing, but Brandy tweeted out something along the lines of hard times make hard men. Pause. This isn't an ad for Blue Chew, but something along those lines where, the adversity builds character and so on and so forth. And Chris, you were the one, I believe we talked about it on the show on Saturday, where it was, hey, Cody's already overcome his mountain. He came back, got injured. Now's the right time to put it on him. After watching last night and thinking about it some more today, I am totally fine with the way that match ended last night. Because I do think there's a bigger story to be told.
Yeah.
I'm very much questioning what that story is going to be right now.
Well,
I know a couple. I can see a couple parts happening.
I see a couple things coming, but yeah, I'm questioning. I'm very much questioning. Question everything, right?
Where's the question marks for you live? Where is that right now?
Because the part last night was, okay, Roman couldn't beat Cody without help. Can anybody beat Roman without help? And that's the biggest question. So you have this big, long title run, and he's beaten everybody now. So he's now beat Cody, and he's beaten everybody else. So if Cody wins, can Cody beat him on his own? Or is it going to be that the Usos are going to have to turn on Roman in order for Cody to win the title? Or is there going to have to be interference from Sami and KO in order for Cody to win the title? And to me, that doesn't put Cody over if any of that applies. No matter, even take Cody out of the situation. If anybody beats Roman, and it takes somebody other outside interference to cause a new champion, to me, that doesn't put whoever wins the title next over at all. And I'm really questioning that there's no way to do it.
To me, it has to be like if you have the Usos ringside and they don't answer the call, they turn their back.
Like the Young Bucks did with Kenny and
Hangman.
Then I can see if you win like that clean, if you win like that, I can see him working for him.
Like Triple H said last night, like Cody kept saying, I have to finish the story. I have to finish the story. But he goes, the story's never going to end. He goes, this is WWE. The story will never be over. He goes, it just continues and continues and it continues. And I understand that. Like, I get what he was trying to say with that. But, they had, he said, now it's just the next chapter. I felt they had a very good moment last night where they could have started a fresh new chapter. It's been Triple H's regime now. And to me, it's not a fresh new chapter. It's the same old, same old.
So before anybody else chimes in, because you brought up fresh new chapter, I want to read to you Roman's quote from his press conference last night, one of his quotes. And if you didn't watch the media scrum afterwards, Roman was tremendous.
The whole thing was good.
Yeah, but he looked at Heyman and said, what did you say earlier today? We're in the third inning. If this is baseball, we're just in the third inning. There's so much left to do. We said it for a long time. We're just scratching the surface. I told y'all it had been a month after we came back in 2020 after SummerSlam. We're going to change the whole game. We're not going to follow suit. We're not going to run it like TikTok and YouTube Sports. We're going to expand your people and open up your attention span. You're going to have to pay attention for longer than 20 seconds because that's what we're doing. We're out here making filet mignon. This isn't McDonald's or Burger King. It's not fast food. We're giving you the good stuff. I meant it, and I kept my word. Kenny. And I know, Chris, this for you just seems like wash, rinse, repeat. But for me, from the time Roman looked in the locker room when he first came back and he turned and Heyman was sitting next to him till now, this story has had so many ebbs and flows, ups and downs, nuances, callbacks, new layers added. It's continuously evolved. And 3 years later, I'm still buying into the whole entire thing.
There's a lot of people that are. Mm-hmm. I'm not one of them, but there's definitely a lot of people that are.
Oh, I'm drinking that Kool-Aid. I am.
And it's great.
I was in the beginning a little bit with Main Event J. Like it had my interest, but like I said then on the show, it's the matches that ruined the story for me. Like I was invested in the build-up, and then the matches would happen and took me completely out of the story. But now since Survivor Series, I've definitely been invested in the story more than I have been the past few years, but it still isn't there for me.
What has to happen for you to get there?
I don't think
it will. If you're not on board with it now, like, LaGreca said it was a top 5 WrestleMania match of all time. And you can argue that. And he said, and the reason why, he said when Cody came out, they popped. When Roman came out, they popped. When that 3 count ended last night, everybody booed the hell out of Roman Reigns and was chanting Cody Rhodes' name after it went black and people were still in the arena.
I think
and
if
to me,
Cody would have won last night,
you don't get a better match than having from start to finish the crowd being for both guys with a pop, cheering both guys to clearly defined, boo, screw you, you ruined my night. We wanted this guy. That's pro wrestling at its finest.
To me, they overbooked it.
I agree.
It's Cody Rhodes match. We said in AEW the whole entire time, Cody overbooks everything.
Yeah.
And y'all are going to say he overbooks his first main event?
One solo left. It should have been a wrap for any interference for me. Even though I get bringing Sammy and them out.
Yeah, I mean, they could have cut that. Solo could have came back out and still gave him the spike. I'm okay with that. But the Usos and KO and Sammy being there, man, that was too much.
Yeah. You can definitely tell last night was like there's chapters in the matches. Like it was like, okay, this happened. Okay, move on to the next chapter of the storytelling in this match. Then move on to the next chapter of the storytelling in this match. Like I got that throughout the whole match.
The Usos coming out showed that, hey, they're still like Roman didn't banish them and kick them off the island for losing the titles the night before.
No.
Or it was them coming out to get back into Roman's good graces for losing the titles the night before. Like you have two sides of the coin right there. So you got to tune in tonight to see if anything happens, or you're going to have to wait till Friday night.
Or the way it's been, find out next Friday.
I feel if you book Cody to win, you've left so much fruit on that tree.
Oh, yeah.
And we're so used to the microwave booking that we've had for so long that we really are like 3 years as a champ. That's unheard of. And when we were growing up, Hulk Hogan was champ like my entire grade school life.
Yeah, from the time I was 3 till I was 7, Hogan had the belt. Like
Hogan had the belt. It was not a thing. So I think we're so used to these titles changing, 30 days, 28-day reigns, no pun intended. What Roman is doing right now, yes, is he, Bret Hart in his prime? Absolutely not. But neither was Hulk Hogan, neither was Stone Cold, neither was The Rock. These guys weren't putting on these clinics, but the emotion they made you feel. And I think what Roman is doing right now is literally like Sopranos in wrestling. It's so much fruit on that tree. So I think they booked it perfectly. I think right now Roman is really just turned heel. Once him and Sammy had their thing, that's the first time that they really booed him. If you remember when the bloodline was with Sammy and everyone, they were cheering Roman. When he said acknowledge me, they were cheering him. He's finally turned the full villain, and he's been doing it in stages. So chef's kiss. I think they did their thing this WrestleMania.
I blame WWE a lot on the cheering of Roman though, because they were giving him like the daddy stuff and all those types of catchphrases, and he was like being that cool guy coming out talking on the mic. It's just like that's the one thing that I hated at that point. Just like if you want him to be a heel, don't give him something the fans are going to want to cheer him on for. And I think that's where a lot of that came from. If he turns full heel again, that's great. But
doesn't his
3 months we'll be over it?
Oh yeah.
Did you say, Jay?
Kenny posted that 3 months they'll be over it. Yeah.
Yeah, like to Kenny's point there, like if you have Cody win last night, that the bloodline chapter ends, right? And it goes from this all-encompassing storyline to, all right, you have the bloodline dysfunction, and then you have who's going to challenge Cody. And to me, like Marz, you said, I wanted so much more with Roman as champ. There's more there. There's more investment from that standpoint because the equity has been put in for 3 years. So let's keep the train rolling. I don't see, initial reaction, the vitriol, I'm never watching WWE again. This ruined my WrestleMania. It's like, all right, Marks, like calm down. We're dumb, Marks, but we're not that dumb. Like, come on,
And if you give Cody the belt, there's no heel right now to put him up against.
at all. At all. His biggest nemesis thus far is face now. So what is going to do?
Yeah.
Again?
But
Yeah.
now
He
who do you
won-
give Roman though? Like, I mean, is there
Well,
anybody?
you don't have to give Roman anybody. That's the point.
Jay.
But that's
You can.
But
you
that's
can
kind of the
let-
part
you
of
can
the
let
story
this-
that we were talking about before, though, too, is that, you know, like we've said on here a few weeks ago, that you didn't need Roman. We all kind of said, you know, you didn't need Roman to be champion after WrestleMania because all the Bloodline storyline. The Bloodline storyline was so over, you could continue that storyline on and do stuff with it, but he didn't need the title to continue the story. And I still agree with that.
Is he the head of the table without the belts? Who listens to him without the belts? The belts are the key to the whole storyline because he's literally holding the entire WWE hostage at his will. So without the belts, no one's going to listen to, you know, Solo's already licking his chops. We can see those seeds being planted. Jay's already been planted. When they finally turn on him and as a family, it's going to be, you know, Joe Pesci walking in to get made and all. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. So I think we just need to hold on to our horses a little bit.
And what's wrong with? Go ahead, Donald.
And then we always say on the show too, we like the chase of the face for the title, and we like the reigns of the heel.
Yeah.
So if Cody would have got the belt, just like Kenny said, we'll be bored of it in 3 months.
Absolutely.
Especially if Jay, you're calling for they overbooked Cody main event. If you think Cody's not going to be overbooked in matches as champ,
Look, when he's champ, there ain't gonna be too many more of them long ass speeches. We'll get booed out the building real quick.
Welcome back to AEW.
I mean, and I feel. Listen, this in my humble opinion, because Chris, this is just never going to grab you, so you're never going to be in on it. In my humble opinion, they have so much bankroll built up and so much equity built up that I'm not even picking against Roman. I'm not saying somebody's beating Roman. Like he said, I want somebody to come and take this from me. And if you're not going to come and take it from me, I'm not letting go of it. My family, when we say we're the ones, we are the ones. We're the best, the greatest of all time. Signed, sealed, delivered. So if you want to come and get it, and until that happens, until there's a point in time where there's a guy that physically comes and takes it, and after he said that and listening to Busted Open today and all that, last night wasn't the moment for Cody to do that. Cody wasn't in that spot right then and there. We all picked Cody because we figured, hey, the storyline, it's a perfect storybook ending. They've been pushing this, finish the story. Well, last night was the perfect time for the swerve, and we got the swerve. So now you got all the equity in the world built up with me. I'm never picking against Roman, and I will be invested until they decide to pull the trigger and end it.
See, I'm the opposite. Like, because Triple H reiterated that too. You know, Roman said it, and Triple H reiterated that. Hey, someone wants to come take it off of them. I mean, you had a guy literally come from another company to come take it off of him. Like, that was to me, last night was the time to do it. And I'm not trying to put this out there to put it out there. I'm just afraid at some point something might happen, and we're gonna have to get a champion if something would happen to Roman and like they have to put the title on somebody.
You want to do an interim title?
And that's as soon as Triple H said that last night, that's just like that was the first thing that popped in my mind. But like, what if something happens and we just have to give an interim champion or something like that at some point, and then you didn't take the opportunity when you had it? It's like, because then that's just going to ruin the story altogether. But
I don't know. I feel the summer of Cody, not to borrow a catchphrase from Cena, can be built up and garner enough speed to where you can run it back at SummerSlam.
They have 3 big pay-per-views coming up: Backlash, Puerto Rico, Saudi Arabia, and then London. And then after that, then SummerSlam.
I could see a Cody Reigns at Mania next year in Philly. Literally a Rocky story. Rocky didn't win in the first time, so I mean, it could literally be built up. Maybe we can get like an AI James Brown to do Coming to America when Cody comes down. But literally, there's enough, meat on the steak where they could feed off of this. My prediction is that we're about to see the anti-bloodline. So we're going to see a faction with KO, Cody, and Sammy ready to take down the bloodline with cracks being built in. There's free agents coming. Braun's probably coming up, maybe even tonight. There's a lot of things where we could end up getting back down where it's Cody and Roman again. And at this point, he's so hot. We've had a whole year of this chase because we forget we were robbed, 6 months of Cody when he was down with the pack. So he's had 4 matches back, or maybe 4 pay-per-views back. Of course, he fought The Miz and some bums on Raw, but he's had 4 pay-per-views back. Let's get some time to sizzle on this steak. Let's give it some time.
And I think if you were to ask Cody honestly, because he's going to come out and say all the right things, right?
of course,
I'm disappointed. Yeah. But if you were to ask him honestly, hey, pro wrestling business hat on, was it the right call last night to have you lose?
But he knows the story.
Yeah. Does he? We all thought we knew the story. Hell, I'm sure even the wrestlers in the back last night thought they knew the story. That's what I wish we would have got. I wish we would have got backstage faces of just wrestlers with their mouths open. Yo, Cody didn't win.
I will say last night, though, whenever Cody went to his family and they gave him that family moment at the beginning, of his entrance, I was like, he's not winning tonight.
Oh, that was the loss right there.
Yeah. I was just like, they're doing this already. He's not getting the celebration afterwards then.
I said that with Bianca Belair and Kenny was on. I tweeted Kenny. I'm like, WWE 2 kids 0 because I thought Bianca was going to lose last night too. So
yeah, I definitely was surprised with Bianca winning.
Who do you open Raw up with tonight? And then we'll leave this main event angle and get on to some of the other matches on the card and what your thoughts were from last night. But how do you open Raw tonight? I'll ask this early instead of saving it for the end of the show.
I'll go with Cody.
I would have Dana White and Vince come out and talk about their scandals. And
not touching that one.
The rumors I've been seeing, I didn't see WWE posted, so that's why I'm saying it's a rumor. I've seen a bunch of places posting that Triple H is kicking off Raw. So we'll see if that happens or not.
I've heard that too.
If not, I could either see Cody or if Roman shows up, Roman.
I say Roman.
But I'm not saying Roman's definitely going to be there.
I say Roman shows up.
Well, Roman said we're going to find out on Monday about the bloodline. So I think it opens with Roman, first celebrating his victory and then running down his cousins why they don't have the belts on their hands, setting up more Usos versus Sammy and KO. That's what I'm thinking. And then Roman likes to go, so he'll get in the jet and tip out. We'll see him 3 weeks from now.
And if Roman is truly taking time off, which was the rumor to be after Mania, was that he was going to go on a lighter schedule throughout the summer and take time off, you set the chessboard to have him be away and still have the storyline progress. Because right now I'm immediately thinking Solo and Cody are going to enter into a feud. You got the Usos with KO and Sammy, and Heyman can do his normal shtick that Heyman does to just make the drink, stir the drink, so to speak. So I'm okay with Roman going away. I don't need Roman every single week to make the story progress, but I am definitely ready to sit back, watch, and enjoy the ride that this story is going to continue on for however long they decide to let it go with. So, all right. With that being said, was anybody's match of the night the main event?
No.
Okay. So let me go around. Who was your match of the night? Marz?
Bella. It's got to be the triple threat match. Those big meaty men slapping man meat. It was phenomenal. My lady friend who knows about as much wrestling as my left croc, she was just blown away by it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with triple threat. Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre was the match for me.
Donald, Chris J, do you all agree or do you have something different?
I called it on Saturday.
I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, Donald, that was my one that I wanted to go with, but you picked it and everything else, and I went with I predicted the ladies, and we'll touch on Bianca and Asuka, because I think they had a hell of a match as well, and right up there with Rhea and Charlotte. But that Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew match, dude.
And Tyson.
Oh.
The Titus, sorry, not Titus.
Call the police. Look, for everybody that tweeted out there or posted stories, or the rumor was that Gunther, they don't view Gunther as a top guy and Gunther's not ready. If you take his performance at the Rumble, Clash at the Castle, the Rumble, and then last night at Mania, I tweeted out immediately. I said, Gunther main event WrestleMania next year.
I can see that, especially if they split the titles up, which hopefully they either do or don't, whatever they do. But I can. That's the 190 proof. But yeah, I could see Gunther's ready to go. This guy is a star.
He's a machine.
He's a machine. He reminds me of like Perk Angle, where you're just like, this guy can go. Like phenomenal.
I've literally not seen him have a bad match.
No.
Some of his stuff in NXT UK was amazing too.
Classics in NXT, classics in NXT UK.
Yeah,
no matter who
you go with Ilya, you go with Tyler, like you go with Pete, like I mean
everybody.
Ricochet.
You give him more than 10 minutes, and he's putting out a classic match.
Yeah,
like, and those three, what they did last night was tremendous. I
could have asked for a better match for the Intercontinental title returning to WrestleMania.
Exactly.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That could have been a world title match, and it would have been just as amazing. I think all three of those guys have shown another gear that I didn't even know they had, and yeah, it was phenomenal.
When you have wrestlers, Big E tweeted out. First off, Big E just tweeted out before the match started. He tweeted out a big T-bone steak just being carved up, and I'm like, I miss Big E so much. But he tweeted out, "This may be my new favorite match of all time." And then you see just wrestler after wrestler from promotion after promotion, everybody saying the same thing. Like, as an in-ring competitor, you want the validation from your peers, just like in any line of work that you're in. And the fact that everybody from here to Japan to Mexico, wherever wrestling is held at, and you're a wrestler, was tweeting how much they loved that match last night.
Yeah. Like I said, my lady may have, I think her last wrestling match she saw like Hulk Hogan's in the NWO, and so this was completely foreign to her, and she didn't know who any of these guys. She didn't know any of the build up, and she was edge of her seat like this. Oh my God, this is phenomenal! I thought this wasn't real, and you know what's going to happen now? Who's this guy? And I was like, shut your mouth. We don't have enough time. Done your homework before you come to watch WrestleMania here.
Yeah, quick. Yeah. Hey, don't show up to End Game and expect me to break down 10 years of Marvel. Not doing it.
Let me in the theater in 08. Now just take the purple guy's badass. But yeah, that a good wrestling match. I always say a good wrestling match can grab a novice who's never seen the art and instantly make them a fan. And that's what that match did. I think if you have been a fan for 30 years like me, or if you've been, you just turn on the channel, if you see that match, you're going to want to know what pro wrestling is about. And so for that, kudos.
And that's what I said at the Clash of the Castle. I was like, this match right here is what you show somebody who doesn't watch wrestling.
Right. And I feel like you could put any Gunther / Walter match on and do that. You know, even going back to when Walter really sprung up on the scene for people that didn't really follow independence, but you go back to the him and Keith Lee match that basically, you know, put him on the WWE radar. From then till now, yeah, Walter's one of the go-tos. Hey, this is pro wrestling at its finest.
Yes.
So,
I mean,
and I think him coming in, him showing his desire to move here full time, which he didn't want to do, change his physique up, which he didn't want to do, and be put in spots where, hey, let's see if you deliver, and he continues to hit grand slams in the bottom of the ninth. Like, dude is going to be a made man, and I can't wait till he has a run with the title because it'll be tremendous.
I mean, people our age always talked about Steamboat Savage WrestleMania 3. I think for a younger generation, this could be one of those matches that they talk about for generations to come.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So speaking of generational talent and generations to come, first off, Bianca Belair had the entrance of the weekend in my eyes. As much as I love the Ray coming out in the lowrider, Bianca's last night was that was perfect. I was surprised Asuka lost.
Same here.
Like I really thought it was over and done with. And what I want to do, and I want to go back, and I caught it while I was watching it live, but I want to go back and rewatch it. But I feel like there was more sizzle to Bianca. There was more attitude to her during that match last night. And we've all been claiming for, hey, you got to bring something different. It's getting stale. And as she was working that match, I think you saw more from her with kind of getting a little bit of a change. Edgier in ring. If she's edgier in ring, great. You can be the smiley baby face, EST, all that you're doing outside of the ring. But just give me that subtle shift in the ring to add another layer onto you. And I'm okay with that. My question is, where the hell do they go now with the women's division, especially on Raw?
Run it back.
Asuka last night was like, "Hey,
I'm going back home."
She's like, "No, I'm not. It's time to bring chaos to this division. I'm coming with something." So she's going back home, loading up, and she's getting ready to come back and just wreak havoc on everybody. Which is the best version of Asuka that I want to see.
Do it.
Yeah.
Full heel.
Maybe Mercedes comes back soon. You know, who knows?
Like we talk about nobody's left for Roman, but who is there left for Bianca?
The first thing that popped into my mind last night, loved the match, loved the entrance, loved the match, do like that she was a little bit edgier. The first thing that popped in my mind afterwards was, did they not put the title on Asuka because are they going to unify these two titles now? So now you have Bianca as the face and you have Rhea as the heel to have a match to unify the belts. That was.
I don't think they want to unify the belt.
I need that storyline. I don't just want it to be a unification. I need that to slow build.
And if you're going to go that route, then that's at Mania next year, and you have Rhea and Bianca and that. Like, I know that would be 2 full years for Bianca with the belt, but my biggest worry after last night was, oh, Charlotte lost. She's going to get bumped to Raw and beat Bianca.
Don't need that.
Night at the draft.
But that'd be perfect for Bianca because at least you have a heel that, you know, she can work against and won't. My thing is I don't want Bianca to get the Bailey treatment where you're over it. You wanted to turn.
Oh, you mean from being such a good.
Yeah, that's why I was expecting Asuka to win. I don't care if Bianca wins. I love it. I'm ready to keep the belt on her, but I don't want the fans to turn a la Bailey. But if you give her something like Charlotte, it'll prolong that.
I don't know if the fans have turned on her yet.
There were some boos during that match last night.
Mm-hmm. During the intro, like the introductions. There was booze.
Okay.
Well, Asuka's
So-
just cooler. It's a cooler pack.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, white meat babyface. Even though it could be the female John Cena for the company. She's got the look. She's got the kids love her. She's a role model. I could see it going through, and we see now we're like, we can't believe John Cena lost. When 5 years ago we were like, die, John Cena. Why won't you die? So I could see Bianca definitely being the female version of that, where we don't really ever need to change her character. But like we said, if they can just add a little spice in that ring, a little anger in that ring, we're good to go. We can keep her as her character, and just she's a badass when she's in the ring. And I think that's the route they need to go.
John Cena used to. Sorry, go ahead.
You saw right at the beginning of the bell, she was like aggressive right away.
Mhm.
Instantly.
Well, and I think
Did she do the little butt pat thing yesterday?
nope.
Mm-mm.
Because
remember.
look, Bianca got
She did it
straight
with
to
the
her-
girl. She did it with the girl at the top. Yeah.
Yeah, at the
Yeah,
top of the stage. But
I
look,
mean, the top rope one, where she flips over and does
No.
Okay.
look, Bianca got straight to her shit last night because she knew Asuka wasn't the one to play with.
Mm-hmm.
That cute smiley pat on the best of yada yada yada. No, Asuka's not it. You don't do that to Asuka. My worry is that after Asuka, there's not many of those people around.
Nah.
So, that version of Bianca where she is edgier, she is feistier, she's more forceful in the ring. She's, whatever the case may be, whatever adjective you want to use to describe it. There's not really a whole lot of other people to bring that out in her.
No.
And I don't, we're all, night after Mania is due for surprises, but there's no woman out there that they're going to bring in to make me go, oh shit. Give me her versus Bianca right now.
No.
To me, Io's not ready character-wise, but I want to see that match.
Oh yeah, between the
Penny
ropes,
the match.
that's a classic. That could be a classic.
Marz, your comment about her Bianca being like John Cena. John Cena provided edge in his promos from time to time, and that's what I would like to see from Bianca. Like if she's going to provide the edge in the match, great. Just don't give me all smiles. Coming out in the promos. Like, give me some edge in the promos too.
But you saw that with the backstage with her last night, though. I feel like it wasn't all smiles. There was more attitude in what she said compared to her normal, hey, hi, smiley face. I'm happy to be here. I'm so thankful. I'm this humble, just, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is me in this spot, champ. And she kind of talked her shit a little bit last night.
It felt like a humble brag to me in the back. Like, yeah, I'm gonna smile and I'm gonna say thank you for being here. Thank you to the girls, but who's still the EST and the champ?
And her little ESTs. She made say that at least 16 times. She quoted the little ESTs.
Anything else from Mania itself, night 2, that stood out, caught your attention? Did it need to happen? Didn't want to happen? For me, Bobby Lashley got the biggest shaft I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh, hey, Bobby, you doing anything Sunday? No, not really. Look, listen, I'm going to need you to take this big-ass awkward trophy, carry it like a sack of potatoes out on stage, put it down, wave, pick it up, and then walk back behind the curtain again. Can you do that for me? Yeah, I guess so. Seriously? That's
the
what
best
you
we
had?
could do.
The open challenge with LA Knight seemed like it was the obvious way to go. It's easy. He comes out. He's pissed. He doesn't have a match. LA Knight, I don't have a match either. Squash, something.
But you get here comes the money.
But you get Shane back.
Every
So
time
did Shane actually blow his knee out last night?
Triple H said he tore his quad.
he legit tore his quad. Like father,
What is with McMahon's and not having strong quads?
Even Triple H is in there, and he's not even blood.
Right.
Said this was in the back, like you didn't tear both. Get out of here.
Kevin Nash is like a godfather in the family. He's torn 4 quads. He only has 2.
They don't squat.
They don't squat.
Listen, I popped for Shane.
Yeah, they be
but
skipping
it
leg
didn't
day.
need to happen.
No.
Like I think it was one of those things of just, hey, we're selling the company. This is your last hurrah. Go out there, but it didn't need to happen.
Yeah, everybody. I was peppering responses. Everyone was like, what the hell? Why Shane? And I just put 9.3 billion reasons why he's there. 9.3 billion reasons why he's there. Like, what you think they were going to sell the company and Shane not be there? Like,
Linda was there too. That they were all apparently in attendance for the
she
weekend.
was taking selfies with fans. When's the last time you seen Linda McMahon take a selfie with a fan?
Right.
Oh,
When
I'm
she
not
was
going to answer
catatonic.
that. I'm not going to answer that because I've seen it, but I won't answer it.
That's a different show.
But at one time in January, is that what you were referencing?
Yeah.
Yeah, but to me, Bobby was the biggest shaft of the weekend.
He deserves better than what he got. Granted, he was supposed to have something on the card. It just didn't work out, but they could have come up with something.
Yes, they could have.
Throw him in a triple threat with he filled it with Omos. He feuded with Brock. Throw him in a triple threat with those guys. I mean, it may have been repetitive when you have Gunther and Drew McIntyre doing a better triple threat match, but anything like I said, LA Knight was available. I don't know. I felt really bad because, like I said, Andre. You look at those Andre Giant winners, and there's not a lot of people flying off that page that you're like, what a career after that, That Madcap Moss is really just blown up.
I missed the moment live. I just seen a picture of it and saw it happen. I don't know when it happened.
Marz, you were talking about the matches, and honestly, during the Brock Lesnar match, I think it was like just as Brock was starting Suplex City, I was like, is MVP going to call out Bobby to take care of Brock tonight? But it didn't happen. So.
Would you think of Brock and Omos? Because we all completely crapped all over it.
I like it. Would put it like this: it was almost his best match. Yeah, I don't know how much that says, but it's like saying I'm the smelliest turd. You're still a turd. It was almost his best match, and I know Undertaker is high on the guy. He has the look.
He gave him a pep talk before he went. There was clips of showing him talking to him beforehand. So
it just gives me great Khali vibes every time I see him. I'm just like, El Gigante all over again.
I still feel like he's a big kid playing a giant. Like he doesn't have that meanness. He has to fake it. Like
right.
Oh.
It's like Hulk in Endgame, it's a bit gratuitous.
What are your expectations for tonight? Surprises, returns, debuts, anybody? Because I have not seen anything reported at all today. As far as people coming in, people coming back, I have not seen anything, which Triple H said at the beginning of the week last week, hey, we got some surprises lined up for Mania. Well, we saw a couple surprises. You had Pat, you had Shane, etc. But I think you really need a strong after Mania show because they haven't had one in a couple years.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if Big E makes his return. They said he was going to get a scan on the 1-year anniversary. Then all of a sudden they pushed it back that we're going to get the scan after WrestleMania. I wouldn't be surprised if he's already had the scan. He knows where his career at it and what a perfect time to restart and, put him back into the picture. Although if you're going to put him back, you might as well hold it off until Kofi can come back so you can have the big, big New Day reunion. I could definitely see, I don't know, are there any good free agents out there that we're not talking about that? And maybe
there is one.
Oh, man.
Jay?
There has been complete.
I'm not expecting it, but there's
been complete and utter silence on the Jay White front.
Yeah.
He literally left, had his last match with Eddie Kingston, and there has been nothing. So either they have been so tight-lipped that it hasn't gotten out,
or he's taking time off.
Or he's really stewing over what he wants to do and where he wants to go and everything else. If Jay White comes in, does he pop that crowd? Is that I don't feel like it's the same Mania after Mania crowd that it used to be whenever you had everybody from, England and you know what I mean? I don't
After
know.
Mania, I feel like if it was any other show,
Right.
no. But you have the core fan base in.
I just don't know if he's in the States that guy. You know, I like Jay White. I think he's a phenomenal character and wrestler. But I mean, this guy was on TNA a lot, and that's never a good thing. So like, I don't know if he's getting that pop like a AJ Styles did when he, came or something like that. So I mean, I could even see Jay White getting slid in the NXT, honestly. So who knows?
For me,
I think we have a returning RK Bros tonight.
Ooh, that would be nice.
I don't need it. Orton, yes, I don't need Riddle.
I like them to return and
Orton RKO him finally.
Immediately turn on them.
Yes, immediately. Yes. Yes.
If you're not part of the Bloodline storyline, I don't care right now. I'm sorry. That's how it is. I'm drinking the blood on that.
Big E's a nice call. I've seen Big E. Orton has been rumored all around the week, so I mean that's not really going out on a limb. Riddle, haven't heard anything about him either. So like, and they don't even have to come back together, but at some point in time throughout the night, they gotta roll up on each other and either, hey, we're gonna throw our hats back in this tag team division, or we're gonna you're gonna catch an RKO and we're off to a feud between us.
Well, I think the Girl Scout cookies are also, so those Samoans are also available.
Didn't they change the name of those?
It's called Roman Snacks now.
Jay, who you got? Surprise debut? Return debut, anything?
I can't think of anybody. You guys had good people.
Do we even get any surprises or debuts or returns?
Maybe not. I mean, I would say a call up, but it wouldn't be anybody that would move the needle.
Braun Breaker, I feel he's done with NXT, but let me tell you, they haven't. I'm not the biggest Braun Breaker fan. Like,
welcome to the club.
Yeah,
he grew stale.
He's very generic. He's like create a player preset.
You gotta give him his own style. Can't be your uncle and your daddy.
He needs to get Papa turn, dye his hair blonde and start calling people freaks and doing more Steiner math. I'm there for that.
Come with a bicep on top of a bicep.
On top of a bicep.
Okay.
Really change it up.
I'm gonna say they're not bad, Taekwon Mills. I'm gonna say not as bad as you're saying there.
This guy.
Good thing the production assistant's not on the comments. Right up. Chris, you got anything for tonight?
No. I wouldn't mind seeing somebody from NXT come up, but I don't know if anybody from there would really pop me, or like Jason said, move the needle right now.
Velveteen Dream, he's coming back.
We'll go with Evil Vince, since that's the twin out there right now.
Mustache Vince. Give me Zoe. I'll go with Zoe.
Dominic Mysterio beating everybody up tonight.
Condom.
Yeah.
Are you guys actually excited for Raw tonight?
Yeah.
I need to follow up.
Always WrestleMania Raw. Yeah.
Yeah, WrestleMania Raw. I'm always a little excited.
After getting my expectations Friday into Saturday, and then being let down Saturday, no, I'm not going in with any expectations tonight.
You're like the biggest, longest wrestling fair weather fan I've ever met.
It's like Daniel Bryan lost the Rumble again.
Yeah, like
cereal.
To me, overall, this might have been the best Mania bell to bell in the past couple of years.
I enjoyed Sunday
Jay,
more than Saturday.
It's funny, Jay, you brought that up, but if you really went and if you trimmed it and you had Bianca, Asuka, Charlotte, Rhea, Roman, Cody, Usos, Sammy, KO, Gunther, the triple threat. I would have the 4-man or the 8-man tag match.
That'd be a dope ass pay-per-view.
I mean, that's like
That would have been one of the better WrestleManias.
Yeah, like
look, other than Austin Theory and Cena and the end of that women's tag match, just the end, I enjoyed everything else.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey is another one that she
could go.
Just stop.
I mean, you go right back to the UFC, just cross the office building.
Same
right there.
Just head on over there.
You could go. You could go.
We'll see what happens. Like we talked about the other day, we don't know if there's any backlash. I mean, she won, so I mean, so if there's any backlash on her, we'll see if that happens this week.
You know what's funny? We're getting ready to wrap this show up because I want to give people time back before Raw starts. We didn't even touch on the Hell in a Cell match. And to me, the spot with the ladder, was what it was. But I thought them two put on a really good Hell in a Cell match for it being a 2023 Hell in a Cell match, because you're never going to get 96, 97, 98 Hell in a Cells, right? Like you're not going to get that. But for a 2023 Hell in a Cell match, I thought it was really done well for that. Minus the Finn Balor face head bouncing off the ladder.
Yeah.
How is he not concussed? I saw the gash afterwards, and the man, he really looked like he went to an Arby's meat cutter and just. Whatever they injected in there to like slow down the bleeding, and that because they didn't wrap it with gauze or nothing.
He got a couple of staples.
They said a staples.
Yeah, Triple H said he got, I think, 3 or 4 staples in the head afterwards.
Yeah, afterwards.
In the match. No, in the match.
In
the match. Damn.
They injected him with something, and I'm like, whatever that shit is, whoever came up with that is like a multi-millionaire, because
I think it was a synthetic heart-shaped herb, because that's the only reason he was able to return after that gash. It was definitely the strength of Wakanda in that man.
He slapped that boxing Vaseline on him.
They would have needed a 64-gallon jug of Vaseline to close that up. That thing parted like the Red Sea. That was. Whew. Yeah, but I don't know how he was able to finish the match. Honestly, I really don't.
He probably doesn't know either. He
probably not.
He probably woke up at home like in face paint, like, who am I?
Canada is the all right. Well, hey, listen, Podomania 3 was a success. 4 shows in 4 days. Our first live in studio show. We can't thank you enough for coming out and chopping it up with us each and every single episode. We like the banter, like the back and forth. Shout out to Kenny for hopping on yesterday. Marz, as always, plug your stuff, man. Where can people find you? Where can we get a hold of you?
Now that this alarm just went off, you guys can catch me on Marz Entertainment Presents The Den on YouTube. We have a litany of shows. We have wrestling talk. We have music talk. We have political talk. It's a smorgasbord of low budget entertainment. So guys, come check us out. Wednesdays at 7 p.m. down in the Den. It's also everywhere you stream podcasts. You can also holler at me on Instagram at Marz_entertainment and chat with your boy, the guy in the yellow hat with the gray beard. I'm always available.
There you go. There it is. Donald, Chris, Jay, it was a pleasure. I'm tired of seeing you and talking to you, so these couple days break will be good. Don't hit me up in the group chat. I'm not pre or post production, nothing. You can catch us Saturday live 11 a.m. And as always, at DunmarksPod on every social media platform. Email the show at DunmarksPod@gmail.com. Pro Wrestling Tees at DunmarksPod. Buy a shirt, get a live shout out on air. Support the show. We appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Yeah. Podomania 3 in the books. Looking forward to Podomania 4 next year. And as always, I'm a Mark, you're a Mark, tell a Mark. Until next time, y'all can catch us around the way.